Hey guys, so I'm gonna make this quick and recommend some stuff and um, probably go after that. So James is trying to find a way to record videos with his computer, so we'll see how that works. Um, because the Skype thing is kind of annoying, uh, with pixelation and darkness and stuff. Also, I've been having like a really stressful week, and today, since like it's illegal for me to drink, I was trying to sleep off my problems, and I slept for 15 hours, and then took another nap during the middle of the day, and I didn't really do a lot. I haven't been eating all that much, and it's kind of wearing down on my energy and just sort of messing up my system. Um, and there's like a lot of art stuff going on, and if I don't make a video it's because like school's almost over this semester and I have like a lot of work to do, so yeah. um Basically a lot's been going on, and I kind of just don't want to really get into it. A lot of it I've talked about on my main channel, so if you want to watch or figure out what's going on, you can just watch those videos, because I don't want to bring it up on this channel, all the stuff I've been going through, because there are a bunch of people who have been through worse, and I don't want to be like, yeah, my life sucks. But there's just like, just everything's going on at once, and it's kind of just frustrating. Um, so my recommendation for this week, I recommended League of Legends like a few weeks ago or something. I recommend reading something by Edgar Allan Poe or watching The Raven, because that movie is beautiful. And I recommend that because today my parents were in Baltimore for a robotics competition for my brother, and since they were in Baltimore, they took a side trip for me and went to Edgar Allan Poe's grave. So, it's kind of really important to me because he is really inspirational, and for me, his stories are kind of like a little tidbit into his life and like things he thought about, because a lot of people don't know this about Edgar Allan Poe, but like when I read his stories, it's kind of like almost as if you're reading like his diary entries, and like, this is what I would do if I wouldn't get arrested for it, and this is blah 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 blah, and like, this is the love of my life, or I loved this girl but then I ended up marrying someone else, and it's really, like, his stuff is really heartfelt and really inspirational, and it's inspirational to me because a lot of his stuff has two different sides. You have like The Raven and Telltale Heart and Cask of Amontillado and The House of Usher and stuff, and those are like, ugh, death, creepy. And then you have stuff like The Oval Portrait, Annabelle Lee, Eleonora, and it's like, oh, he was so in love, like, this is what love is. And it's really inspirational to read his stuff. And I'm getting a tattoo of something that he wrote, and the whole quote, the part of it that I'm getting is the end part, but the whole quote is, "And then there stole into my fancy, like a rich musical note, the thought of what sweet rest there must be in the grave." And I just want the thought of what sweet rest there must be in the grave. Because for me, like, death is this way to get out of all of your problems and just like to finally be through with everything that you've had to deal with your entire life, and like all of the problems of society and just all of the issues of the world. And it's just like, if you like commit suicide or something, that's not really like a peaceful way to die. But if you die like naturally and like when it's your time to die, I don't know. It's just inspirational and metaphorical and beautiful. But Edgar Allan Poe is like my hero. So, it was cool that they went and saw his grave. And then I was talking to my mom, and I was like, it's so cool that you guys went and saw his grave. And my mom was like, it's the least we could do for you. And I was like, oh, you're so sweet. And they sent me pictures of Edgar's grave and Virginia's grave, and it was beautiful. And just like the thought that they went and saw it because they knew I really, really love Edgar Allan Poe is just really, really sweet of them. And like, my family is always there for me. And yeah, like, they get mad at me sometimes, and like, we sometimes don't really, we aren't really on the same sides, but like, they know me more than a lot of other people do, and it's just nice to know that I have them there. So, I mean, like, I don't know what your experience with your parents or like your family is, but for me, like, I didn't really, my parents were kind of just like my parents until like this thing happened, and it was this big thing, and like, it kind of basically destroyed my relationship with them. But then, like, now that they know, it's like I can be more open with them and talk to them about stuff that I couldn't talk to them about before. And like, I dated this guy who tried to have sex with me, and I didn't want to have sex with him. So I was kind of just like, no, I don't want to do it. And then we broke up, and I told my parents, and they were like, well, I'm glad you made the right decision and all this. So, like, it's just nice to know that they actually care about my opinions and like what I want to do with my life, and they actually listen to what I have to say, and when I have to like rant about stuff, they listen to me. So it's just nice to know that I have a family like that. Wow, I just ranted because Edgar Allan Poe. So yeah, I recommend, if you're going to read anything, read Eleonora, because it is the most beautiful piece of literature ever. It's about how this boy meets this girl, and like, they fall in love, and they've spent their entire summer together and like entire lives together, years and years, and she ends up dying, and he's still like in love with her, but he gets to that point where like he finally has to move on and just get over her. But she's kind of like, no, 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 you have to still love me until you die. And she's trying to like pressure him into loving her. And it's a really beautiful story, just the way like he describes this feeling of the presence of someone even after their death. And it's kind of like the Oval Portrait, where this man is painting this woman, and he paints her constantly and constantly, and never stops to look at her and tell her that he loves her. And he ends up painting her so perfectly that it looks as if she's in the painting, and you end up finding out that like she is, and basically the artist painted her soul into the painting, and she disappeared slowly as the painting was being painted. And it's creepy, but it's like, if you love someone so much and you have to get over them, or you have to leave them behind, or whatever, or you love them so much that like you can't leave them behind, and you have to put them in something else, and like put their spirit in something else. It's kind of just insane, really, the things that people will do to keep something as their own. So yeah, I recommend you read Eleonora and The Oval Portrait, because they're really beautiful pieces of work. And yeah, I'm a go now. Bye!